And here comes Amber Charlotte, the newest member of the Old Gods, making her way to the ring with a microphone. Looks like she's got something to say tonight. Well, GTW, allow myself to finally introduce myself to every one of you. I am the warrior princess, Amber Charlotte. I am handpicked by the mighty Hercules himself to not only join him as one of the old gods, I am his chosen enforcer. Last week on BRAWL, I proved my worth, my role, when I dislocated Amanda Price's arm, when I fractured her ribs. Price, you said you will be ready to face me in the ring at the Rising Sun. I say, I will see you in Japan. However, the old gods still seem to have a little problem. A problem with a certain witch and her pesky demon of a brother. You see, witch, I'm here because Rebecca Troy was not enough to finish you off. All you did was survive last week. Even on Dystopia, you only got by with a lucky ring out. Even then, you still needed your big brother to watch your back. At Rising Sun, I intend to finish what I started and retire Amanda Price. Now the question for you, witch. When will it be your turn to meet your end at the hands of the warrior princess? And here comes the witch, here to answer. Hey princess, your little witch problem is right here. You got something you want to say? And she shows herself with your brother. I didn't need him to knock out Troy one-on-one, and I won't need him to beat you one-on-one. You want to retire me so badly, Amber Charlotte? How about we go right now? And the witch striking Amber Charlotte. And Amber Charlotte now coming back, the witch with a leg drop onto Amber Charlotte. The witch now keeping the pressure, not allowing Amber Charlotte to fight back. But here comes Amber Charlotte with a kick to the witch and knocking her down. The witch says, why don't you retire me right now? And it looks like that's exactly what Amber Charlotte intends to do as they now fight outside the ring. And here comes Amber Charlotte just throwing the witch right on top of the barricade. Here goes Amber Charlotte on the top rope with a front splash right out of the ring. And you see the witch being thrown full force into the barricade. The witch looking to be on a lot of trouble. Amber Charlotte completely tearing her apart. And there she goes, being thrown right into the steel steps. And Amber Charlotte picking up the stairs. What strength! She's right on top of the witch. And the witch out cold. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Amber Charlotte claiming that when it comes to the Rising Sun, when she faces the former women's champion, Amanda Price, she fully intends to retire her. However, she just proclaimed that with the witch still in her way, she was going to retire her too. The witch calling her out says, why don't you retire me right now? And I think that just happened. Amber Charlotte just completely destroyed the witch right here on BRAWL. Hold on, I'm getting news from the gorilla section in the back. What's this? We just got confirmation that as a result of their fight right here in the middle of their promo, that they are now booked for the main event of Dystopia this Saturday night. That's right, folks. The witch will get her chance to get her payback on Amber Charlotte this Saturday on Dystopia, as the two women will be going one-on-one for Saturday's main event. Also coming up tonight, we still have our opening match, Barry Jenkins versus Nathan O'Gray, and a no disqualification match. But first, we'll be back after a short break. Well, well, if it isn't one half of the GTW Tag Team Champions. It seems we'll be seeing each other in Japan. You know, where me and my partner in crime, Billy Cactus, will be taking off those tag team titles from you and your brother Matt. Hey, don't get too cocky. You annoyed your way into a three-way. The Dudleys are the real opponents at the Rising Sun. Besides, ladder matches are me and Matt's specialties. Big talk from an old man. You think you still have what it takes to be a daredevil? Let's find out. Me and you, one-on-one tonight. You're on. See you tonight, champ. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on GTW BRAWL, and we just saw from the backstage area a bit of a confrontation from Justin Hicks and Jeff Hardy. Justin Hicks and Billy Cactus, after annoying Charles Ellliot enough, have succeeded in earning their place, or should I say, demanding their place in that tag team title match at the next pay-per-view event, The Rising Sun, which would be live at the Tokyo Dome in Japan. And now, not only will it be a three-way tag team match for the tag team titles between the Outlaws, the Dudleys, and the Hardy Boys, but it's now also going to be a ladder match. That's right, folks. The next pay-per-view event on September 21st, it's going to be the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys versus the Outlaws in a three-way ladder match for the tag team titles. But later on tonight, Jeff Hardy and Justin Hicks will be going one-on-one tonight to settle their little dispute from backstage. But before we get to any of that, we have a no disqualification match between Barry Jenkins and Nathan O'Gray coming right here on BRAWL.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 212 pounds, Barry Jenkins!
This all started 2 weeks ago, where Barry Jenkins and Nathan O'Gray were booked to team up together in a tag team match against the Headbangers on Dystopia. Going into this match, we already knew these two were an odd couple. Nathan O'Gray taking his matches extremely seriously, coming from the hardcore circuit before being in GTW, and in GTW being a former hardcore champion, and Barry Jenkins being very flashy, and let's just say he sees the squared circle more as a dancing platform than a place of fighting.
And his opponent from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 275 pounds, Nathaniel Gray!
Nathan Gray blaming Barry Jenkins for their loss in that tag team match. Had challenged him last week on BRAWL in a one-on-one. And despite Barry Jenkins winning the match, he was trying to be a good sport and held his hand out. Nathan Gray denying him the handshake, saying he refuses to shake hands with a clown. This time they're going to be having a rematch, but under Nathan Gray's terms. No disqualification. Let's see how far Barry Jenkins' Sugar and Spice flashy style gets him in his no DQ match against the former GTW Hardcore Champion, Nathan Gray. We are about to get into this hardcore match. The ref calling for the bell. And we're off. Nathan Gray starting off strong with a flying punch, knocking Barry Jenkins down immediately. Remember, this is no disqualification. There is no count out, no DQ. Anything goes. This match must end by either submission or pinfall. And here comes Barry Jenkins, rolling Nathan Gray into a possum pin, but Nathan Gray kicks out. This will be the second week in a row where these two go one-on-one. This time they're taking it up a notch. Barry Jenkins now wrenching the neck of the former Hardcore Champion, Nathan Gray. Here comes Jenkins, getting to the second rope, measuring up his opponent. And he goes to drop the elbow on Nathan Gray, but Nathan Gray manages to get the counter. The Irish whips Barry Jenkins and knocks him onto the ring canvas. And here comes Nathan Gray, now taking advantage of the no disqualification as he brings out a Singapore cane from under the ring. Barry Jenkins manages to stop Nathan Gray just in the nick of time before the foreign object could be used against him. And there's Barry Jenkins raking the back. With that very flashy uppercut, clenching the jaw of Nathan Gray, knocking his lights out. And now seeing Barry Jenkins using the foreign object on Nathan Gray, throwing the Singapore cane right into his back. And Barry Jenkins now throwing Nathan Gray. That he, in his own right, is capable of using hardcore rules. Nathan Gray attempting to get the edge on Barry Jenkins. Barry Jenkins throwing those hard elbows right into his ribs. And Nathan Gray with a receipt, throwing an elbow right into his face. And Barry Jenkins about to go flying as his face is delivered right into the knee of Nathan Gray. 1, 2, but Barry Jenkins kicks out. Here comes Jenkins being thrown against the ropes, and Gray coming in hard with a spear. Here comes another pin. 1, 2, but Jenkins kicks out. Here comes Nathan Gray going under the ring. Bring out another Singapore cane. Jenkins kicking the sternum before the weapon could be used. And an amazing maneuver by Barry Jenkins. Here comes Jenkins laying on the stops, putting Nathan Gray in the submission hold. Will Gray tap out here? Could this be the end of the match? Will Gray tap out? No, he doesn't. But what's this? What the hell is this? Is that Shinsuke Nakamura? What's Shinsuke Nakamura doing here? He's attacking Barry Jenkins. Shinsuke Nakamura making his GTW debut last week on Dystopia as he had a one-on-one match against Andre Armstrong, but has come out here to pick a fight with Barry Jenkins. Luckily for Jenkins, he was able to see Shinsuke Nakamura coming, and it seems that what was an attempted ambush has backfired, but no! Nakamura gained the right on the Barry Jenkins, knocking out a clean hold. Leo Gray slowly crawling across the ring, desperately looking to get the cover. This could be Nathan Gray's chance to capitalize if he could just pull himself together here. Barry Jenkins is out clean right now. And Nathan Gray taking advantage of the interference as he goes for a finisher maneuver, sweeping Barry Jenkins face first into the ring. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, Jenkins able to kick out despite Shinsuke Nakamura's interference. And here comes Barry Jenkins pulling out another kendo stick from under the ring. They go Gray, catching him off the top rope though. And here he is, he's ready for him. Gray measuring him up, ready to finish this fight. He picks up the sledgehammer from outside the ring and right into the spine. Right into the spine of Barry Jenkins. Unbelievable, folks. This is a no disqualification match. And Nathan Gray taking full advantage as he drives the sledgehammer right into the spine of Jenkins. Between that and the interference by Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't know what Barry Jenkins has left in him. And here comes Jenkins, I might spoke too soon, with a low blow. Perfectly legal in a no DQ match. 1, 2, but Gray kicks out despite the low blow. Jenkins once again going for a forearm check. He pulls a steel chair from out of the ring, and the chair right over the head of Nathan Gray. Jenkins had enough. And there he is, just beating Gray with that steel foreign object. And here he comes, tuning up the band. DDT right onto the chair. Again, Jenkins using that chair to his advantage. No disqualification here. Everything perfectly legal. Jenkins now applying Gray in the submission hold after using the chair. Will Gray tap out? No, Gray reverses. And he checks him with an elbow strike. Here comes the pin for the win. 1, 2, no. Jenkins gets the shoulder up. Coming up the top rope, a swinging fist right into Barry Jenkins. He has the Singapore cane in hand, and right across the eyes of Barry Jenkins. He just broke the foreign object into pieces over Barry Jenkins' head. There comes Gray, again picking apart Barry Jenkins in this no disqualification match. Will he get his payback? Will he be able to get his receipt? German suplex. A second German suplex. Is he going for a third? 3. The suplex city by Nathan Gray. Here comes Jenkins off the rope, and Gray takes him down. Here he comes, covering for the win. 1, 2, 3, and now we're 1 for 1. Barry Jenkins won last week, but Nathan Gray picks up the win. What a no DQ match this turned out to be. Jenkins pulled out all the dirty tactics, knowing it was completely legal, raking the back of Nathan O'Gray, beat him with the Singapore cane. Here we got Jenkins, where he speared. Jenkins breaking him in half. Gray attempting his finisher maneuver. However, that wasn't enough, where Jenkins ended up kicking out. And here was the devastating DDT right on to the steel chair. That was Nathan Gray head first. However, the win goes to the former hardcore legend. They are now 1-for-1 right now. One win to Jenkins, one win to Nathan O'Gray. However, one must ask, was this a clean win? I know it's a no DQ match, but we did have outside interference from Shinsuke Nakamura, and that just brings questions in mind. What exactly does Shinsuke Nakamura want with Barry Jenkins? These are questions to be answered later on here at GTW. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching this on Twitch, if you enjoy the content, please follow to see further live shows. And anyone who is watching these replays on YouTube, if you enjoy the content and you want to continue to see Wednesday Night Brawl, Saturday Night Dystopia, and Sunday Underground, along with the pay-per-view matches on my YouTube channel, which is the same as my Instagram and Twitch, Infinite Fantasy If. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And don't forget, later on tonight, we still have the Mixed Gender Tag Team Championship on the line, as Andre Armstrong and Women's Champion Brenda Bison of the Old Faction will be challenging the Mixed Gender Tag Team Champions Tony D'Angelo and Andre Rizzo of the Family. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after a short break. Benjamin, just the man I wanted to see. Alright, Chosen, what is this now? Tonight, I have big problem. I was having a civil talk with the European champion, the criminal Aiden Andrews. He says he makes a better champion than me. So we made a small wager. He picks his tag team partner. I pick mine. Winner gets $500. We did so well last week, I figured, Hey, whoa, Chosen. Leave me out of this. You're both champions. He's the European champion, you're the Intercontinental champion. Why not settle this in a singles one-on-one champion versus champion match? Last month, you didn't even think I was worthy for your title. Then proved it by beating me at Summer Bash. Why all of a sudden do you want me in these tag team matches with you? Tell you what. We win tonight, you can have 200 of it. Deal. That's the spirit. We're on next. Wait, did you say we're on next? See you out there, partner.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 202 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Chosen.
And here comes the Intercontinental Champion, Chosen. Originating from the Japanese circuit of pro wrestling, a major star in pro-Japanese wrestling. In Japanese pro wrestling, JPW. Now a major star here in Grand Tour Wrestling as our Intercontinental Champion. It was at Summer Bash where he had defeated Benjamin Bourne one-on-one to retain his championship. However, ever since then, has seemed to have taken quite an interest in his former challenger, and we can only ask, why?
And his partner from Green Bay, Wisconsin, weighing in at 244 pounds, bad boy Benjamin Bourne.
And here goes the naturally born Benjamin Bourne. Chosen, no pun intended, tag team partner tonight. And as I was saying earlier, Chosen has seemed to be taking quite an interest in his former challenger despite defeating Benjamin Bourne to retain his title at Summer Bash. He seems to be picking up quite an interest in this man. This is the second weekend in a row where he has requested Benjamin Bourne to be his tag team partner, this time to win a bet against the European champion, the criminal Aiden Andrews.
And from Toledo, Ohio, weighing in at 250 pounds, the European champion, Aiden Andrews.
Aiden Andrews, the European champion, also known as the Criminal. It was not too long ago where on Dystopia he had defeated William Regal to retain the European Championship. And I guess there's been a little dispute between him and the Intercontinental Champion, Chosen, the two questioning which one of them is a better champion. And now they have a bet for $500. They each get to handpick their tag team partner tonight. And I guess whoever wins the $500. Chosen telling Benjamin Bourne that if he helps him win tonight, he gets to keep $200 of it. I guess that's the one thing that got Benjamin Bourne to agree to this match. In the end of the day, money talks.
And from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, weighing in at 282 pounds, Tyson Carter.
And here comes Tyson, who made his television debut here at GTW last week on Underground as he had an impressive victory over Digga. And now he's making his first appearance here on a main GTW show right here on BRAWL as the European Champions Aiden Andrews tag team partner. This man is a powerhouse and definitely proved his mettle last week on Underground, but let's see how he fares tonight in this tag team match. It looks like we're starting with the two champions in the ring, the Intercontinental Champion, Chosen, now one-on-one against the Criminal Aiden Andrews, the European Champion, and Chosen right off the bat gaining the advantage on the European Champion using that high-flying martial arts style he learned in Japan. And Chosen immediately tagging in Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne, who immediately goes to that pin after Chosen softens him up, but maybe not enough as the Criminal kicks out before there's even a 1 count. Benjamin Bourne applying pressure on the leg. And it seemed Chosen had tagged in Benjamin Bourne rather quickly in tonight's match. And I'm starting to wonder what this is really about. It kind of feels like Chosen's actually testing him right now. We're all still wondering what his interest is in this man. Here's Aiden Andrews, the European champion, now tagging in Tyson, who had an impressive victory over Digga last week on Underground, and there's a double suplex by the two men. Benjamin Bourne now one-on-one against Tyson as he rolls him to a possum pin. 1, 2, and an incredible maneuver by Benjamin Bourne despite Tyson's kick out. There goes Tyson with a backbreaker right onto Benjamin Bourne. Chosen, seeing that Benjamin Bourne might be a little in over his head now. You see him before reaching his hand out for the tag. However, Tyson keeping him on the ground, not allowing Benjamin Bourne to get that tag. There's a rough kick out, 1, but Benjamin Bourne gets the kick out on 1. Tyson laying in those powerful punches into the skull of Benjamin Bourne. And what power, just deadlifting him right off of the ring, and a huge slam right into the mat, just driving him right into that ring canvas. And there's Tyson once again, displaying that power. He's completely manhandling Bourne here, as he now tags in the European champion, the Criminal, Aiden Andrews. Here's a Criminal now working on the arm of Benjamin Bourne, stomping on that foot, trying to break the hand of the bad boy Benjamin Bourne here. Aiden Andrews getting that kick, just showing more insult to injury. And oh, that looks like it hurts. A maneuver designed to tear the ligaments on the leg. It seems Benjamin Bourne in a lot of trouble here. He needs to get that tag. He needs to get his partner, the Intercontinental Champion, Chosen into the ring. And there's Aiden Andrews with a hard clothesline, knocking the wind out of Bourne. You see Chosen getting angsty in the corner of the ring, holding out that hand for the tag. The Criminal with the pin. But Bourne, once again, kick out 1, showing his resiliency against the European champion. The Criminal now setting him up for what looks to be a devastating powerbomb. No, it's not a powerbomb. Snake eyes into the top turnbuckle. And there he is, just scraping the bottom of his boot across the face of Benjamin Bourne there. Aiden Andrews making his way to the top rope for a high-risk maneuver. And an amazing elbow drop from across the ring. The Criminal using a suplex to position him, but actually drops a sternum across top rope. But Benjamin Bourne gets the tag and Chosen with a super kick. The Intercontinental Champion now once again in the ring with the European Champion. We have Chosen versus Aiden Andrews right here on BRAWL. Chosen now showing why he is the Intercontinental Champion. He's in this match to prove he is the better champion out of these two. And to win $500. $300 after he pays Benjamin Bourne. Here comes Chosen, laying in the pressure on Aiden Andrews, the Criminal. And a lot of trouble. The tables have turned since Chosen's been in the ring. And what a devastating high-flying maneuver. Springing off the middle of the top rope, flying literally straight across the ring with a huge elbow drop. Chosen, once again, showing his martial arts kung fu ability that he learned in Japan. The skills required from wrestling in JPW. He goes for high-risk maneuver. The Criminal manages to get out of the way. And here's Aiden Andrews, now tagging in his partner Tyson. Tyson now with a scoop body slam on the Chosen. We now have what is the case of raw strength, raw power versus agility here, as it seems Tyson's raw power is trumping Chosen's agility. Tyson using a hard tackle on the Chosen out of the ring, and now he tried doing the same to Benjamin Bourne, but this time Benjamin Bourne just wasn't having it. And here's Tyson throwing Benjamin Bourne into the ring. Benjamin Bourne, not even a legal partner, but Chosen comes to the rescue. 1, 2, but no, Tyson kicks out. The crowd going crazy, yelling tag team wrestling. The arena exploding right here tonight. Here comes Tyson with a spine buster on the Intercontinental Champion. It was the pin, but Benjamin Bourne breaks it up. I have to say, out of the 4 men in this tag team match, it seems Tyson is the one who's dominating the most in this match. That raw power going to his advantage. And there's Aiden Andrews hitting Chosen from behind. And here's Chosen with a kick to the lower sternum. He's fighting back here. His hard strike. Chosen coming back with everything he has. Buying himself enough time to tag in Benjamin Bourne. Bourne, now the legal man in this ring. He's getting amped up. Bad Boy fired up, getting to the top rope. Swanton bomb by Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne. However, the criminal breaking up the count. Benjamin Bourne tagging in Chosen. Chosen got plans here. He seems to be waiting for him to bring up the rope. But nobody home. He misjudged and miscalculated his move there. However, he's still letting out the pressure. He's not letting his fault stop him. Still and both men now make the tag. We got the European Champion, Aiden Andrews, in the ring with Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne. The criminal having the advantage on Bad Boy. Aiden Andrews once again using that maneuver to tear the ligaments on Benjamin Bourne here, weakening the leg of his opponent. There's Benjamin Bourne, the Irish switch to the ropes, and a spine buster by Aiden Andrews. Here comes the count. But Chosen manages to break up the pin. The European Champion now tagging in Tyson. Here's Tyson with those kicks on Benjamin Bourne. And he just full force hammering into the back. 1, 2, but no, Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne with his resiliency and everything he has left in his body, left in his mind and heart, was able to kick out. However, this might be the end here. And Andrews setting him up. The criminal with his finishing maneuver. 1, 2. And there's Chosen getting a cheap shot to the back of Aiden Andrews. Might have bought Benjamin Bourne a little time. However, the European Champion once again tagging in Tyson. And I think Benjamin Bourne might be in the ring with someone even worse than the champ himself. Tyson just completely dissecting his opponent, tearing Benjamin Bourne apart. He climbs to the second rope. Frog splash. That's all pure muscle. 1, 2. No, I don't believe it. I thought for sure that Tyson was going to get the win there. I think Tyson isn't able to believe it himself. You can see the frustration as he continues the assault, throwing down those atomic elbow drops onto Benjamin Bourne there, and now tagging in the European Champion, the criminal, also known as Aiden Andrews, who's setting him up for his finisher once again. but Benjamin Bourne sees it coming. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And he reverses into a neck breaker. He tags in the Intercontinental Champion, Chosen. And there's Chosen with those martial art kicks on the European Champion. We got Champion versus Champion right here. Chosen on the top rope. An impressive moonsault. Not just any kind of moonsault, but he must have rotated at least 3 times on that. Amazing athleticism by the Intercontinental Champion. Chosen up for the Irish whip. 8 inches, reverses, and then takes him down with the knee strike. European Champion getting a comeback on this amazing athlete. The Criminal now tagging in Tyson with 2, going for a double team maneuver. And here comes a double suplex by the European Champion and his partner. Chosen now outside the ring with Tyson. Tyson isn't, no he isn't. Oh my God, first he power bombs him onto the ring apron and then slams him into the steel rim of the ring frame. Amazing, overwhelming power by Tyson. It seems that Tyson might be beating him up enough. He's going for a finisher. This might end by a countout. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a countout on this one. And Tyson picks up the win, manhandling Chosen outside the ring, winning this match by countout. Here's some highlights from tonight's tag team match. I gotta give it to them. Benjamin Bourne fought his heart out. Chosen fought his heart out. Although, due to the result of this match, Tyson winning by a countout, it's still debatable which one of these 2 men, Aiden Andrews and then Chosen, who is the better champion out of the 2, considering the result of this match. All I know is Chosen's now out $500.
Here are your winners, Aiden Andrews and Tyson Carter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we still got more to come. Don't forget, we still have the mixed gender tag team titles on the line as Andre Armstrong and Brenda Bison, the women's champion, take on Adrian Rizzo and Tony D'Angelo. That match is coming up next. And here they are, the 2 machines. Andre Armstrong and the women's champion, Brenda Bison, the Red Faction, coming out to challenge the family for the mixed gender tag team titles. Brenda Bison looking to win her 2nd championship here tonight, along with her tag team partner, Andre Armstrong, who came off with an impressive victory last Saturday on Dystopia when he went one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura. Finally, getting a little redemption, Brenda Bison made things happen, getting them this tag team title match here tonight. Look at these two, completely focused. They have a mission in hand. Andre Armstrong looking to get championship gold as Brenda Bison looking for her second belt here tonight. I swear, these two are not even human. The focus on them, it's like they're robots. The crowd can boo them, but you can't deny the discipline behind the eyes of the Red Faction. Well, this is a surprise. I expected Lorenzo to accompany the family out to the ring, but is that Akima Sake coming out with them? I know Akima Sake has been having a lot of issues with Brenda Bison as of late, as she's been pleading with the women's champion to allow her a title match in Japan. At the Rising Sun, Brenda Bison last time not only said no, but said no with a punch to the face, and on Dystopia, she just didn't answer Akima Sake altogether. And here's Akima Sake.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall, and is for the Mixed Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the Russian Gladiator, Andre Armstrong, and the Assassin, Brenda Bison, the Red Faction. And their opponents, the Mixed Tag Team Champions, Tony D'Angelo and Adrian A. The family.
Here we are, the Mixed Gender Tag Team Championship on the line. We're back, folks, and when this match is underway, as Tony D'Angelo starts things off with Andre Armstrong, we have Akima Sake at ringside, coming over to the announcer desk and picking up a headset, and now coming back to ringside with the headset. It looks like she's going to be joining us a little bit in commentary as she watches this match. Akima Sake, I'm wondering, what are you doing here? Accompanying the family. It's quite simple. I'm not here to accompany the family in this match. I'm here to scout my future opponent, Brenda Bison, who refuses to acknowledge me as her challenger at the Rising Sun. I mean, Akima Sake, with all due respect, she is the women's champion, and if she decides to say no, that is up to her to say no. With all due respect, this is the one event that will be in my home country. This is the one event where I will have a chance to compete against my family, my friends, everyone I hold dear. I am not asking her to hand over a title. All I am asking is an opportunity to compete for it. And I will do anything it takes to get that opportunity. All I wanted was a friendly competition between myself and Brenda Bison. And what I got instead was not only a resounding no, but a disrespectful punch to the face. Brenda Bison has taken us past the point of what could have been a friendly competition between two women. Brenda Bison has taken it to a point where this is now personal. I no longer just want to face her. Excuse me, is that Lorenzo in the middle ring? I believe that is Lorenzo in the ring. Lorenzo, very faithful to the family, trying to cause a distraction and allow his family to get the win and retain their mixed gender title match. Just as I wish to win the title against Brenda Bison at the Rising Sun. And again, all I am asking here is the opportunity. Brenda Bison's the one who wants to make this personal. Now she will not even face me when I come and challenge her to the ring. When I come to call her out. And if you ask me, Brenda Bison is nothing more than a coward and undeserving of those tag team titles. And even more undeserving of the Women's Championship. And here we go, we got Lorenzo ringside once again attempting to distract the opponents. Tony D'Angelo now in the ring with Brenda Bison. Good, and I hope he tests her a new one. Brenda Bison getting the advantage over Tony D'Angelo. Irish whipping him against the ropes. Tony D'Angelo grabbing on for dear life as he goes up against the Russian assassin. More like the Russian coward if you ask me. Wow, Kimasaki, you really do have a vendetta against Brenda Bison here. As I said, she is undeserving of those tag team titles, and even more undeserving of that women's title. And when I have my way, and I will have my way, Mr. Infinite Fantasy, I will get that title match, and when I do, I will be the one to strip her of the women's title come the Rising Sun. That is if Brenda Bison even accepts your challenge, Kimasaki. Now we have Andre Rizzo in the ring with Brenda Bison here in his tag team match. Tony D'Angelo coming back to the corner. It seems Andre Rizzo has things under control against Brenda Bison here. Remember, it was Brenda Bison who won the women's title against Amanda Price with the title, and yet has yet to defend that title. Why does she deserve a chance at the mixed gender tag team titles when she will not even defend her own? She has not once defended that title since winning it at Summer Bash. Be that as it may, the Red Faction are the challengers in this title match here tonight. Here comes Andre Rizzo, laying in the knee strikes onto Andre Armstrong in the back here. Followed by an elbow drop. The family once again taking control over the Red Faction. And here comes Andre Rizzo on the top rope with a flying leg drop. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, but no, Andre Armstrong manages to kick out. The crowd going ecstatic here, chanting tag team wrestling. Andre Rizzo tagging in Tony D'Angelo, and a double team maneuver by the family onto Andre Armstrong. You can see Brenda Bison trying to call for that tag. And here comes Tony D'Angelo with a neck twister onto Andre Armstrong. Now, setting him up for his finisher maneuver. Spinebuster, and here comes the pin. And Brenda Bison breaks up the count. This is ridiculous. The fact that they even get a chance to be in the ring right now against these two champions. This is absolutely nuts. Be that as it may, Andre Rizzo now applying pressure onto the challenger Andre Armstrong in this intergender tag team title match, wrenching the neck of the Russian Gladiator right here on Brawl. And there's a clothesline by Andre Rizzo. Andre Armstrong makes the tag to Brenda Bison. Andre Rizzo now dragging Brenda Bison to the ground with technical wrestling. Laying on that pressure with that headlock. And the two now fighting out of the ring. And it seems like Kimasake has put away her headset, is making her way towards Brenda Bison. You see her staring at them, despite Andre Rizzo keeping the advantage onto Brenda Bison. Kimasake nearby, just staring at her right now. Looks like she has malice intent. Andre Rizzo breaking up the count. Oh wait, what's this? Kimasake coming up from behind, Brenda Bison. The referee didn't see it. The referee didn't see it. He was distracted, he didn't see it. No, he did. And Kimasake barred from ringside after attacking Brenda Bison. Kimasake has just been barred from ringside after attacking Brenda Bison. Here comes Tony D'Angelo. Thrusting those big, powerful shoulders into the sternum of Brenda Bison, sizing her up with a flying knee into the face. Kimasake seems to have been banned from ringside after her outside interference attacking Brenda Bison. And that has definitely given the family the advantage they need, and this could cost the Red Faction their tag team title match. And there's Tony D'Angelo with the snake eyes. 1, 2, but Brenda Bison kicks out. There's an Irish whip into the corner. Tony D'Angelo tagging in Andre Rizzo. The family using that teamwork. Brenda Bison, no, gets a belly to belly. 1, 2, but Rizzo kicks out. Brenda Bison now throwing Andre Rizzo into the corner, tagging in Andre Armstrong, who gets to the top rope. And a flying shoulder check by the Russian Gladiator. He now, once again, gets to the top rope, going for a second Irish maneuver, flying headbutt. This might be all he needs if he can capitalize and get the cover. Wait, what's going on here? It seems Andre Armstrong is being a little occupied, being distracted by Lorenzo from outside the ring right now. Andre Armstrong now proving a point to Lorenzo, who's trying to straighten outside the ring by beating the hell out of his opponent right there. Tony D'Angelo seemed to have enough though, tagging in now the legal partner, taking on the Russian Gladiator. And here's another belly-to-belly by Tony D'Angelo, using that muscle he's known for. Andre Armstrong fighting back, setting him up for a powerbomb. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, but Tony D'Angelo kicks out. Here comes Brenda Bison, pounding away at her opponent at one half of the mixed gender tag team champions. And Brenda Bison with a flying knee. She now taunting her opponent. Oh, what's this? Lorenzo now distracting Brenda Bison. She's got to stop allowing herself to be distracted. She's losing her chance to capitalize on Tony D'Angelo. Gave him enough time to get back on his feet. Brenda Bison realizing that Tony D'Angelo was about to get the jump on her. And now she applies the armbar, looking for a tap out. Tony D'Angelo manages to roll his way out of the maneuver. And Brenda Bison with the spine buster. Oh, what's this? Tony D'Angelo taking off the turnbuckle. Brenda Bison catches him though. The referee distracted momentarily, trying to get the padding back on the turnbuckle. Brenda Bison with a scoop body slam. She now tags in Andre Armstrong. And here's a knee to the face by the Russian Gladiator. And there's a chop by Andre Armstrong and an elbow by Tony D'Angelo. He comes off the ropes with a big boot to the head. And the tag is made. Rizzo now the legal partner in this mixed gender tag team match. And there's a clothesline by Andrea Rizzo. She measures up her opponent. Amazing rolling attack as she goes for the win here, but Brenda Bison breaks up the count. Here comes Rizzo, coming off the second row with a frog splash. She makes the tag to Tony D'Angelo. Here comes D'Angelo, grappling up. Belly to belly. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, but Andre Armstrong kicks out. The Red Faction looking not to be in great shape thanks to the outside interference of Akima Sake. She was joining us here at the announcer's desk earlier, telling us about her grievances, but decided to lose the headset in order to get her shots of Brenda Bison outside of the ring. Rather than end this match by disqualification and ruin a tag team title opportunity, the referee ended up barring Akima Sake from ringside. But nonetheless, I think Akima Sake made her point towards the women's champion. Here's Brenda Bison sizing up Tony D'Angelo. She goes for the ankle lock. Rizzo able to get the save, knocking down Brenda Bison. However, Tony D'Angelo looks to be in pretty bad shape. That ankle lock might have been the end. He might have tapped out if not for the interference of his tag team partner. There comes Brenda Bison with an impressive kick into Tony D'Angelo's face. D'Angelo with the counter onto the women's champion. An Irish whip into the corner. He makes the tag to his partner and Andrea Rizzo. A shot to the ribs. An amazing suplex, and she rolls over. Now into a fisherman hook. Against the pin. 1, 2, but no, Brenda Bison gets the shoulder up. What an impressive mixed gender tag team championship this is. And there's Andre Rizzo with the leg drop. 1, but no, Andre Armstrong breaks up the count. Rizzo, Irish whipping Brenda Bison into her partner's corner, but Brenda Bison with the receipt. And here comes a leg scissors maneuver. Brenda Bison now making her way to Andre Armstrong, tagging in her partner, the Russian Gladiator, in the ring. But here comes Lorenzo, attempting to distract Andre Armstrong, and it seemed to have worked. It allowed Tony D'Angelo to at least get a shot in. And there's another shot by Tony D'Angelo. Andre Armstrong, though, staying focused, keeping his eye on the ball, knowing that Andre Rizzo is the legal partner and she is the one he needs to pin or make tap out in order to get the championship gold here tonight on Brawl. The two with an Irish whip, then double hit toss by the red faction. Here's Brenda Bison dragging Tony D'Angelo into the ring as Andre Rizzo is outside the ring. Remember, the titles cannot change hands in a countout. And there's Andre Armstrong with the clothesline onto Rizzo. He gets to the second rope. Tony D'Angelo is knocked out. This is their chance to capitalize and win the tag team gold. But wait, Rizzo counters the maneuver. Body slam. And there goes the pin for the win. 1, 2. But no, Andre Armstrong kicks out. Andre Armstrong rolling his way out of the ring. Rizzo taking the fight outside. Remember, her and Tony D'Angelo, the family, have the champion's advantage. If there's a countout, they will retain the tag team titles no matter who it gets the countout. And there's a moonsault by Andre Rizzo. She rolls Andre Armstrong into the ring. The family looking for an honorable win as they defend their tag team titles. Andre Armstrong coming in with a massive powerbomb. Tony D'Angelo breaks up the count though. That was a lot of power behind Andre Armstrong on someone so small. Thank goodness Tony D'Angelo was there to break up the count. However, Andre Armstrong looking to wrench the leg off of Andre Rizzo. She now tags in Brenda Bison. Brenda Bison locking in the submission hold. Will she tap out? Could this be a no? She manages to kick her way out of it. Andre Rizzo now with the headlock onto Brenda Bison. Brenda Bison manages to counter. Andre Armstrong getting a cheap shot from the ring apron, and it seems Andre Rizzo is out. Brenda Bison slowly getting up, ready to capitalize on one half of the mixed gender tag team champions. And here she is, squeezing the throat with her boot, choking her opponent out. Another Irish whip into the corner. She tags in Andre Armstrong, the red faction, going for a double team maneuver on Brenda Bison, propelling Andre Armstrong right into Andre Rizzo. There's Andre Armstrong right off the top rope for the championship belts. 1, 2, 3. We have new mixed gender tag team champions. Ladies and gentlemen, amazing! Despite Akima Sake's interference early on in this match, the red faction have the mixed gender title gold. Not only does Andre Armstrong now have a championship belt, but Brenda Bison now holds 2 titles. That's right, you heard me. Brenda Bison now holds 2 championship belts. The Russian Assassin is now a 2-time champion. Here's some highlights from tonight's matchup between the family and the red faction. What an upset win right here on Wednesday Night Brawl. I don't believe it. Akima Sake, who was barred from ringside after trying to meddle with Brenda Bison earlier, must be fuming backstage watching this in the locker room. Here comes Andre Armstrong with that massive frog splash. The frog splash that might have turned the tables onto Adriano Rizzo. And there's the win, folks.
Winners. And the new mixed tag team champions, the Russian Gladiator, Andre Armstrong, and the Assassin, Brenda Bison, the Red Faction.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was incredible. Andre Armstrong, now one half of the mixed gender tag team champions, and Brenda Bison, a 2-belt holder champion now. It seems the Red Faction are now on top. Ladies and gentlemen, we still got our main event to come, as Justin Hicks goes one-on-one with one half of the men's tag team champions, Jeff Hardy. That'll be coming up, but first, a quick break. Hey, I heard that my sister has laid out a challenge against your new enforcer on Dystopia this Saturday. I am going to be as crystal clear as I can. You and the rest of the old gods better stay out of it, because if you, Rebecca Troy, or your boss Hercules shows up, I will be right there to show you why that is a bad idea. You got lucky on Dystopia, Dio. The witch forced a count out because she understood how dangerous Charlotte is. She doesn't need our help to retire the witch. You're right. In fact, it seems like you need her. After all, she did replace you, Archangel, as the enforcer. Replace me as the enforcer? I'm Hercules' right hand. Really? I thought that was Rebecca Troy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is the right hand. I guess that just makes you, Archangel, little more than a grunt. So, again, you stay out of my sister's way on Dystopia in her one-on-one match, and you won't have to deal with me. Grunt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's time for our main event tonight. Justin Hicks will be one of the challengers at the Triple Threat Ladder Match at the Rising Sun pay-per-view, September 21st. Live streaming right here at Twitch, straight from the Tokyo Dome in Japan. Will be going one-on-one against one half of the tag team champions, Jeff Hardy. But also, don't tune out after tonight's match. Word is that Hercules is in the building and will be addressing the crowd after tonight's main event, giving Charles Ellliot his demands for the release of his son. But first, Justin Hicks, Jeff Hardy, right here, right now, on BRAWL.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Billy Cactus, representing the Outlaws. From Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 229 pounds, Justin Hicks.
Justin Hicks, one half of the Outlaws, being coming in the ring by his tag team partner Billy Cactus here in tonight's singles matchup. Earlier tonight, it was Justin Hicks who had a confrontation with Jeff Hardy, claiming that it will be the Outlaws who will be climbing the ladder at the Rising Sun to retrieve the tag team titles. Jeff Hardy, looking to put this cowboy in his place, has accepted a challenge one-on-one.
And his opponent, representing Team Hardcore from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds, one half of the Tag Team Champions, Jeff Hardy.
There goes one half of the Tag Team Champions, Jeff Hardy. The Hardy Boys winning the Tag Team titles against the Dudley Boys at Summer Bash, and will be having their first title defense at the Rising Sun, September 21st, live streaming here at Infinite Fantasy / Twitch.tv in a triple threat ladder match against the Dudley Boys and the Outlaws. But first, we're getting into singles competition as one half of the Outlaws, Justin Hicks, will be challenging one half of the Tag Team Champions, Jeff Hardy. And Justin Hicks already starting strong. Earlier, going as far as calling Jeff Hardy an old man, that he's no longer capable of his daredevil stunts that he's so famous for in his years of competing in ladder matches. And it seems that both men are in tonight's singles match here to make a point against one another. Justin Hicks wants to make a point that it's time for the Hardy Boys to retire, and Jeff Hardy wants to make a point that he's just straight up an asshole. And there's Jeff with the counter sweeping. Justin Hicks off his feet. Here he is playing to the crowd. Jeff Hardy free off the rope, but nobody home. Here comes Justin Hicks. Irish whipping Jeff Hardy onto the ropes and gets him with an arm drag. And Justin Hicks might have a point here. It seems Jeff Hardy's in a lot of trouble. Billy Cactus trying to sneak in that sledgehammer, but didn't get by the referee. And there's Justin Hicks just waiting for Jeff Hardy to get up, wanting to take his time with one half of the Tag Team Champions here. And there he is, just beating the living hell out of him. Here comes Jeff, being Irish whipped against the ropes once more, and a clothesline by Justin Hicks. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, but Jeff Hardy gets out. Jeff Hardy seems in a lot of trouble. Again, Justin Hicks might have a point. Age might be by his side. After all, he does have youth over this, whereas Jeff Hardy has experience. Justin Hicks has youth, where Jeff Hardy might know a little more in the ring. Justin Hicks has a lot more flexibility and durability. However, it's not stopping Jeff, who is bringing it to Justin Hicks right now. And here comes a suplex by Jeff Hardy. No! A face buster. He was sitting for a suplex, but he transformed into a face buster, creating even more impact to his challenger here. And Jeff Hardy now coming off the top of the high risk. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, but no, Justin Hicks manages to get the shoulder up. Here comes Jeff once again over the top rope. Swanton bomb. This might be it. 1, 2, 3, and a quick victory by Jeff Hardy, making short work of Justin Hicks. And here's some highlights from tonight's match. It seemed that Justin Hicks dominated for the most part in tonight's singles matchup. He was trying to make a point to Jeff Hardy that he's too old to be doing his Daredevil stunts, and that will be his downfall at the ladder match coming at the Rising Sun in just 2 weeks away. However, it was those same Daredevil tactics that Justin Hicks claimed that Jeff Hardy can no longer pull off that got Jeff Hardy the quick victory. And it seems that Justin Hicks just went to school today. The school of high-flying hardcore hard knocks. And the teacher tonight was one half of the tag team champions, Jeff Hardy. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Despite that this was tonight's main event, we have word that Hercules is making his way to the ring to face Charles Ellliot to give him the demands and to negotiate the terms for Charles Ellliot's son's release. And here comes Hercules, making his way out to the ring, microphone in hand. He took out Jon Moxley and that cage around Dystopia, and now there's no one left to stand in his way. Director Charles Ellliot of GTW, it is time. Come out so we may begin negotiations of your son's safe return. Here comes Director Charles Ellliot meeting Hercules in the ring. Okay. You win, Hercules. What are your demands? I knew you would see things my way. Now on to business. Charles Ellliot, demand number one. I demand that Rebecca Troy and Archangel receive mixed gender title matches at any moment of my choosing. That was it? You just want your lackeys to get a mixed gender title match? Okay, yeah, fine. Done. It's finalized. Oh, no, Charles Ellliot. There's more, much more. In addition, I want Archangel to receive that same offer given to that snake, Jon Moxley. He will also have a title match against Dio Sebastian for the World Heavyweight Championship at the next pay-per-view, The Rising Sun, on September 21st. Okay, fine. Archangel can have his World Heavyweight title match. He can have his stinking mixed gender title match. He can have his World Heavyweight title match. It's fine. Is there anything else? I am to be granted in a contract of immunity. I can never, ever, under any circumstances, be fired. Hercules, I'm the director, not the owner. I cannot promise you that. That's beyond my authority. I know that you have stock in GTW. That makes you part owner. I know becoming part owner is how you acquire your position as director. Do not fool me, Mr. Ellliot. If I had not learned your secrets, we would not be having this conversation right now. Okay, fine. You're granted immunity. Is it finalized? Yes, as with my authority, as the director and partial owner of Grand Tour Wrestling, I officially authorize your demands. At a moment of your choosing, Rebecca Troy and Archangel will both receive a shot at the mixed gender tag team titles against the Red Faction, or whoever is the title holder at the time. Archangel at the Rising Sun will have his World Heavyweight Championship match against Dio Sebastian instead of Jon Moxley. And Hercules, as of now, under contract, you can never, ever, even by me, be fired from Grand Tour Wrestling. You have complete immunity. Now give me back my son. I still have one last demand. Another one? Another? I just gave you everything you wanted, Hercules. Where is my son? Not another word, Charles. Not another word. I still have one last demand. After the return of your son, I want a match with you on BRAWL next week. The winner will have your shares of GTW and will also be the new director of GTW. Hercules, be reasonable. Even I could be fired. My power is limited to accountability. I just granted you immunity. You want authority as well? You know I'm not active in the ring. You know I'm not an active competitor. You would win for sure. Mr. Ellliot, one of two things will happen on Dystopia. This Saturday, you will either accept all of my demands and your son will be released in the middle of the ring, or what? Or I will do this to him. That's it, you son of a bitch! And Hercules now going to town on Charles Ellliot. He just threatened him. Charles Ellliot trying to get the first punch. A desperate man, a desperate father just wanting his son back after the old gods had kidnapped him. And Hercules now tearing him apart. Oh, what's this? Hercules now throwing Charles Ellliot out of the ring. Oh, what's Hercules doing? He's bringing out a chair. He's beating the hell out of Charles Ellliot with the chair. Tearing apart the announcer's desk. What is he doing here? He's laying Charles Ellliot on the announcer table. He's making his way to the top rope. Hercules, you son of a... What are you doing here? Charles Ellliot going through the announcer's desk. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe what I just witnessed here. Charles Ellliot just granted all but one condition. And when Charles Ellliot refused to grant Hercules his final demand, which is a match next week on BRAWL for the control of GTW, he says, one of two things will happen if you don't give me my final demand. on Dystopia, I am either going to release your son, or I am going to do to him what I'm about to do to you. And next thing you know, not only does he beat the living hell out of Charles Ellliot, he puts him through the announcer's desk. He shows off the top rope. Over 300 pounds of pure muscle driving him through the announcer's desk. Charles Ellliot completely broke into this. Is just a desperate man trying to save his son, trying to get his son back after being kidnapped by the old gods. And now Charles Ellliot has a lot to think about, because that could be his son on Dystopia if he does not give in to the demands. Now, Archangel and Rebecca Troy will get a mixed gender tag team match at a moment of Hercules' choosing. And not only that, but Archangel now will have a World Heavyweight title match against Dio Sebastian at the next pay-per-view, The Rising Sun, which will be live streaming at infinitefantasy/twitch.tv September 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. And we just saw how easily Hercules tore Charles Ellliot apart. If he agrees to this match, he knows he's not going to win. Hercules set things up real nice. What will the director of GTW do? Will he give in to the final demand of Hercules, or watch his son perish in the hands of the old god? Find out as we live stream this Saturday on if/twitch.tv at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central on Dystopia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Infinite Fantasy signing out, and may your fantasies be infinite.